You know, one of the major things about actually moving to a different area of town when you've never been there before, or relocating from a whole different state, figuring out if the neighborhood is for you. So this fall, we're bringing back our walking neighborhood vlog tours, and I'm here today at Parkside at Bennetts Creek, and I'm going to talk to you about everything underneath the sun that you need to know about one of the best communities in the Suffolk area of Harborview, where it's surrounded by a 57-acre Bennetts Creek Park that we're going to take you a tour of as well too. We did this video back in 2023 on the walking tour, so we're going to update a lot of things in this video, get you some new market data stats, and talk to you about a lot more things and amenities that you should know about this community. So jam-packed, it's going to be fun-filled, and it's going to be very informative. If this is the first time that you've ever been here on this channel, I want to welcome you to the channel. My name is Craig Houston with the Moving to Norfolk team, and I love to talk about any and everything dealing with the Hampton Roads area. So if that is something that you really want to know more about and you got more interest in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that way you can be the first to learn about any and everything that's taking place in the Suffolk, Virginia market. But then also, not only that, if we get phone calls and text messages from viewers just like you each and every week, and we love every single moment of it. So feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text just like they did at 757-294-8163. And from the first time to the last time, you don't even have to worry. We got you. So let's talk about Parkside at Bennetts Creek today. So this community was already built out as a master plan community in 2006, and we've seen modern builds all the way up to 2007 as a full completion of a neighborhood, and there's even some waterfront lots still in this community. This community is one of those communities when you actually feel the feel of this neighborhood. It gives you so many things with the exterior clubhouse that's right behind me to the right that you can see. And then you actually have over there the exterior clubhouse. You have a community gym, you have a pool area, you have a clubhouse, and you have an area that you can use to host events over in that area as well too. What I love about this community is also it has multiple parks here, but it's also surrounded by Bennetts Creek Park that I'm gonna take you to here in a little bit and talk to you more about over time. So 57-acre park over at Bennetts Creek, but then also at that park it has disc golf and other things that we'll get into with 3 boat ramps. So one of the major things that people love about this community is the access to Harborview. When you talk about the access to Harborview, what you get is you get shopping opportunities, you're close to restaurants, you're close to all the dining amenities that you would like, and then also you have free access and free range to the military bases. So regardless if you're going to Hampton to Langley, or you're going to Norfolk Naval Station, or you're going to even NAS Oceana, you're within about 30 to 45-minute range of each one of those actual military bases. So this makes a prime location for PCS relocation, but also for those who are going to be at the Newport News shipyard and other amenities just like that in the local market. So one of the other things that we always talk about with this community is that it's affordable. Like when you want to have a modern lifestyle, you want to have modern builds, and you want to have long sidewalks, you want to have actual space to actually just stretch out, this is going to be one of those communities for you particularly. So behind me right here, you'll see that we actually have like a park area here for actual, that's part of the clubhouse design. So you actually have free range to run across this. Kids can play out there in the yard, things of this nature. You can just see that. And you can see the street line views here, right? Where you see the sidescapes and you see how long and lengthy the sidewalks really are with homes surrounding each area of the community. So there's been a few, every time a home comes up on the market in this community, you're talking about one that does not last extremely long. So this has got to be one of those communities where if you think it's one that comes available and you see it on the market, you want to get out and see it the same day. I always talk to my clients about the urgency that they need to have when they're looking to purchase. But in this community, this is definitely one of those where you want to have optimal urgency when you're thinking about actually purchasing in this community. So we're going to cross the street here, and what you'll see when I get over here, I'm gonna show you exactly how lengthy and big this park really is. So let's take a look, and we're gonna take also a gander around the exterior clubhouse as well as I cross over here. So let me just turn the camera for you. And you'll see over in the horizon, you'll see the clubhouse. That's how big your clubhouse is from this view that I'm standing at right now. I'm actually standing on the sidewalk behind it, and you can see that it's just a huge community altogether. So now, what are some of the things that may be a concern of a PCS relocator or someone moving to the area who has not yet ever been here, you can actually see where this community could be one of those optimal communities that you can find a lot of opportunity in. And the reason why that's important to know is because when you're actually moving here, you're always trying to make sure it's a fit and a feel for you. I think with the actual close design to the highways, I think to actually the amenities around you and the school grades that you see in this community, it makes it where you can feel the design and feel of it. So let's talk about what some of the designs of the homes are. You're going to have your single family ranch homes, you're going to have your waterfront homes, then you're also going to have your traditional built vinyl siding homes, or even ones with the hardy plank siding as well too. So when you see these is going to be a full community. Now, one of the things that a lot of people may find as a downside, which I don't, but well, you can see as a downside, is that it has the side street to get to your garage or access to the back of the home. So you'll see here that there's access to the garages on the back end of certain streets. And some people find that as a detractor, but I don't. So that's just one of the things that comes with being a master plan community, is that you have to kind of take into consideration that to fit as many homes as they was actually fitting in this community, that they had to make designs to where accessibility did not impact the actual roadways in this master plan community. So that's just something to take into consideration as well. Now, one of the other things that I want to talk about before we head over to our next segment is that you just want to make sure that when you're actually in this community, that you're looking at some of the things that depends on the year built. You may want to take into consideration slabs, if it's on the slab, if it's on a crawl space. I'm pretty sure most of the homes in this community are on slabs, but you just want to make sure that you always get your inspections done. And then since this is a 2006, you don't have to really worry about having sewer line drainage problems. The main things that you really want to worry about if it's a 2006 is that it may be coming up now on roof repairs if you haven't looked into any of those yet, or they haven't had that actually looked at and they have a 30-year warranty on their roof. You may want to look at that. Then other things that you may just want to check out is just making sure is it where you're actually going to be at in the community and the vicinity of the community, and how much you'll get a survey just to make sure your property lines are exact if it doesn't already have fencing up, or you don't, or the seller can't provide an actual survey for the time period that they've been at the home. So those are just some things to worry about. Now, HOA is prevalent here because obviously there is an exterior clubhouse that you can take access to, that you can obtain access to. So you got to know that you got to pay the HOA fees. We'll cover that in our market data report as well too. And we'll leave homes that are linked actually in this neighborhood available for sale down below in the description, or you can head on over to the movingtonorfolk.com and you can check it out, our area guides over there for Suffolk, but we'll also leave properties that's listed for this neighborhood directly linked below. But you can find everything that you need to know about area guides here for the Suffolk, Virginia market, especially in Harborview. We have our own specific neighborhood guide for that one as well too, down in the description below as well too, and we'll leave that link for you as well. So we're going to head on over to Bennetts Creek Park and talk to you about things over there as well. But before we do that, let's talk about some of the market data that you need to see and you know about in this community. Let's get to it.
So let's take a quick pause from our video before we get going just once more. I wanted to make sure that you understood that we have created the best robust website imaginable in the Hampton Roads market for you at movingtonorfolk.com. Over there, you can find out everything that you need to know if you're a PCS in the Norfolk Naval Station, whether you're selling a home in Chesapeake, you want to know what your home value are, or you just want to know exactly how far your BAH could go in the Hampton Roads market. We have all that over there for you, and those resources are completely free. That's the main point here. But if you want to know everything that you need to know about resources in the area and you want to know all those things in one spot, we have outlined a resource guide for you for every type of situation that you can find. So head on over to movingtonorfolk.com/helpful-guides. That's movingtonorfolk.com/helpful-guides and take advantage of everything that we have over there. Go ahead and download what you need, and we love to make sure that you're always going to be taken care of at any point in time. And make sure you always come back because we're always updating those resources as we need to as applicable. So I hope you've got everything that you need over there. And once again, you can find everything that you need at movingtonorfolk.com/helpful-guides. helpful-guides, and we'll leave a link down in the description below as well. Let's get back to our video.
About the data that you need to know directly about when it comes to Parkside at Bennetts Creek. Currently, right now, we're seeing about every home that usually lists on the market in this area, sellers are returning about 95% to 100% of sales listed price. Then that means the average days on market currently sits around about 29 days or so in this community. You will see active price range sits around currently $470,000 to about $740,000. So you have a little bit of a range of variety, depends on the home, the age, the style, and just how many beds and baths is actually in that home. Now, the average active price currently on the market right now is about $604,000, and we've seen the average sold price in the last year sit around about $570,000. Now, your active square footage is about $3,100 currently on the market. 3,100 square feet, but then your active sold, that actually has recently sold, has been around about 2,800, and your active average year built is going to be sitting around 2012. That's currently being recently selling, and about 2013 for those that are currently actually on the market. So what that kind of really means here is that we're seeing a lot more variety in the Parkside at Bennetts Creek area, meaning that homeowners have lived here for quite a while, over 10 plus years, who are actually selling their homes now, or their homes at least been built 10 to 11 years ago. What we're seeing right now is that basically there may be some upsizing or some downsizing. It just depends on the lifestyle that these families are actually really living. And like you said, this is also, like I said before, this is going to be a military actual community as well, where you're going to see a lot of PCSing happening in this community as well, or we're seeing people PCSing relocating to this market as well from this area. So this is going to be one of those that you're going to see the data continues to trend in a positive direction for sellers, and we just need to continue to keep our eyes on it. So if the inventory keeps increasing like we see in Suffolk currently right now, if you have not seen our market report video for August, we'll leave that link at the top here as a card. But when you actually see what's really going on with the data in Suffolk, it really shows that inventory is actually still continues to increase, but we're also seeing opportunities in this market where people can actually relocate here, take in a community that's going to be a good fit for them, an ideal feel, and it just makes a lot more sense for a lot more people. But we're going to get on over to the Bennetts Creek area right now. We're going to go over to the park, show you some things over there, and then we're going to wrap up this video. So one of the main things that a lot of people ask about when they're thinking about waterfront property is, if I can't afford waterfront properties, what other options do I have? And I always recommend that you consider looking at Parkside at Bennetts Creek. And one of the reasons why is because it's right next door to a 57-acre Bennetts Creek Park that definitely has 3 boat ramps that has accessibility for you to actually put your water in the Bennetts Creek to get access to the Nasman River. So you have opportunities where you can find you a nice home that can actually fit directly into the community that you're looking for and still not be able to get maybe access to waterfront living. Don't get me wrong, if you can get waterfront living, you definitely want to get that any time of the day, especially if you already have a house that already has a dock already attached to it. That's one less expense that you have to worry about. But when you come to Bennetts Creek Park, you already have that. You can already fish off the pier, you can do crabbing off the pier, and then you can have opportunities to galore for other recreational activities out here as well. So like, for instance, over here, you'll see the skate park over there that's there. Then this field here is for disc golf. And then you have the playground, tennis courts, and then you even have just picnic areas and things of that nature out here as well, as long as aside the actual boat ramp. So I think this community gets another perfect fit for what you could be looking for when it comes down to actually looking for waterfront living, having access to a fishing pier, or actually access to a boat ramp, 3 of them to be exact. And then also just having a recreational feel in the backyard as well of your community. So if you wanted to go for that morning jog around the neighborhood, you wanted to leg it out and extend it a little bit more, you could definitely go directly down to the Bennetts Creek Park here. And then also in the small vicinity of less than a half a mile, depends on what part of the neighborhood that you live in, there's the North Suffolk Library, and then you also have Bennetts Creek Recreational Center down the street as well too, with Bennetts Creek Elementary right down the street as well. So you have so many opportunities in this community that I find that a lot of people can find a lot of amenities here that just makes sense for them to actually consider this as an option when the availability is there for them to actually consider this as an option. So I think this is one of those things where this community still fits. When I looked at this community in 2023, it was jaw-dropping how many homes were not on the market then. Go back and check that video out. We'll leave it linked here as well if you want to check that video out. But also, not only that, when I came here, I was actually like, man, I wish I would have moved to this part of Suffolk when I actually moved here in the first place, when we relocated from Norfolk to Suffolk. But now when I come back, I still see everything is not changed at all. It's still a great community to be a part of, and it still provides ample opportunities for those who are relocating to the area, and they can find and take peace and a lot of serenity things around here. And like I said before, it's so close to all the things that you can enjoy, whether that's, you know, actual shopping, dining, restaurants, all that, and then still being close to Western Branch gives you another flexibility there as well too. And this is one of those communities that may even see, you know, people relocate in the area because of what's going on at Chesapeake Square Mall. They may find that as a recreational opportunity as well too, to be close enough here to where they can even still have accessibility to what's taking place over there. So right now, I'm gonna leave that linked up here as well too, if you want to see what's going on in the Chesapeake, Virginia market as well too, with what's going on at the Chesapeake Square Mall. But at the end of the day, this Suffolk community is still a fit for me. And if I had to go ahead and score it on a scale of 1 to 10, in my opinion, this is an 8.5 out of 10. Now, what is there that I could ask for even more? Well, you know, I think a lot of people, when they're moving from areas like California, or they're moving from Florida, or they're moving from down south, it just depends on what part, they're always going to be looking for lot sizes. I think that's one of the main things that a lot of people always look for. But you got to remember, this community was started being built out in 2006, and over time the lot started to shrink as they started to make their way more to the front versus the back. Now, there are still waterfront opportunities still available in the community down there. I'm gonna leave a link down below for exactly what those waterfront properties are actually going for right now. I'm gonna leave it linked down there, because here's the thing, I can tell you what the price of it is today, but it can always change, and I want to make sure you have the most relevant and accurate information available at your disposal when you're checking it out. So I just rode past there. You'll see a B-roll shot here of me riding past it. It has about 3 lots left out there, and man, that's still opportunity for you to still have access directly to Bennetts Creek with direct access to the Nasman River. So these are things that I think that you want to take out. So what questions do you have about Parkside at Bennetts Creek that I can answer for you, or I left you more information for you? Like I said before, you can check out our previous video of this community tour as well. We'll leave that link down below in the description, and I already put it up here as a card, so you could check that out as well. But I also just want to make sure that you always know that we're here for you. So if you found value in this content, definitely hit me with a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell as well too, so that way you can always be the first to learn about any and everything that's taking place in the Suffolk, Virginia market. And if you feel like you're ready to start making that move, figuring out what's next for you on your relocation or your move to Suffolk or anything of that sort, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text. I mean, at any given time you can. 757-294-8163. And we'll catch you in the next video. Y'all stay safe. Peace.